I've not seen this, so we're watching this together as friends on the internet.
All right, back into the thick of things, into the content of my favorite person in the entire world at this moment, Destiny. Staven. Why'd you do it, Staven? Well, Staven denies that he did anything. Staven has answered. Okay, this requires some explanation. Pixie files revenge pornography lawsuit against Destiny in the Southern Federal Court of Florida. In this, she alleges both federal and state violations against Destiny for the unlawful dissemination of non-consensual intimate imagery, as it were. Now, I've been through a couple lawsuits in my life. Here's how the procedure usually goes. It is in the defendant's interest, financial interest, to terminate a lawsuit as quickly as possible. That is what you want. You want a lawsuit to end as fast as possible and as in your favor as possible. So what you usually do after a lawsuit is filed against you is you file a motion to dismiss. And this motion to dismiss will include every conceivable reason that the lawsuit should be immediately dismissed on any level, any combination of legal theories. And they do. They will go down and they'll do a grocery list. It should be dismissed for A, if not B, if not C. And they'll go down and they'll cite like 24 different things in this motion to dismiss to give the judge any possible reason. And you usually start with your strongest argument and you go down to your farthest throw, right? And usually what happens is the judge will, if they want to grant it, is they reach the argument that's actually persuasive and they'll stop there. And they'll say, on this argument, it should be dismissed, and they dismiss it. Then, if that fails, you file what's called an answer. An answer looks like this. You effectively take the complaint, which levies the accusations against you, and you go, deny, deny, deny. And you just say, like if you say deny, it means you completely disagree with everything in that paragraph. You can also say that there's no argument or agree. And then sometimes you can list a little paragraph explaining differences. And this is really critical because what happens is that you're disputing the facts. If a lawsuit is filed and you agree with everything they say, but it's not actually a problem, then what happens after that, after you file your answer, where you just agree with everything, is you get a summary judgment. And then the summary judgment is the judge just decides if there was actually a law broken or not. If you agree on everything, then you don't have to actually dispute it. If you deny stuff, if you say that's not true or that happened differently, then it's a question of fact. And a fact must go to a jury trial if it's requested. So that's how that works in broad strokes. The answer, a decision from Staven to jump directly to the answer means that his legal defense and him agreed, for whatever reason, that trying to dismiss the lawsuit early was not worth it. And it is almost never not worth it to try and get a lawsuit dismissed at the very first step. So in my opinion is that they are trying to blitzkrieg this to a trial or to summary judgment as quickly as possible. And here's why I think that. If they were to fight every single step of the way, then Pixie's two defense attorneys are racking up time, billable hours, and they may be doing it pro bono. And as I've said before in previous streams, the Violence Against Women Act, VAWA, which she's suing under, is one of the very rare statutes in American legislation that awards attorney's fees to the only the plaintiff if the plaintiff prevails. So it completely bypasses the American rule and makes it a very, very plaintiff-friendly cause of action. So every time that they file anything that they get to file a response to, such as a motion to dismiss, that is billable hours, and that is thousands of dollars. So they went to the answer immediately. And this answer is short. This is a short answer. It is only 10 pages, including the fucking servicing. And it's just, and it's not only an answer, but it contains all the affirmative defenses too. So it could potentially be resolved as in the first step as well. But it's very, very short. And sometimes it's like they don't even present an argument. Like, read this. Fourth affirmative, this one. First, Lack of subject matter jurisdiction. The court lacks subject matter jurisdiction over the claims alleged in plaintiff's complaint. Why? Federal court where Destiny lives. No argument even given. They raise it as one sentence because if there's going to be a reply to this answer, and replies are unusual, but they can happen. And you can bill for them, so they might do a reply anyways just to rack up billable hours. How do you even argue with that? You just have to do another one-sentence reply without any citations. He lives here. Court has subject matter jurisdiction. You can't write 10 paragraphs in response to this. So everything that he's written, everything that they wrote, is designed to keep the cost as low as humanly possible. And that I believe is their entire strategy at this point, is they want to get this done as quickly as possible. And after consideration, this is the best course of action. This lawyer is smart, and he's doing a service to Destiny by keeping this short for many reasons. I'll explain. Pixie wanted, according to Staven said this. I don't know if it's true. Staven could be lying to me. Staven said that Pixie asked for $15 million, which is 100 times higher than the possible statutory damages awarded to her. So that's quite unreasonable. And some people have tried to defend this and say, well, it's a starting point for the negotiations. If you're going to ask me for 100 times more than what I could possibly lose by just not dealing with your bullshit and going through the trial, I'm not going to even talk to you because you're insane. That's a bad move. And then, of course, they're keeping the cost down. So if you're trying to min-max the damage here, Pixie is going to go for actual damages, which is incalculable. So she's just going to shoot a number. It'll go to statutory damages, which is $150,000 maximum, and then punitive damages are possible. And I don't know if those actually have any requirements. I assume that they do, but I don't know if they are. So what push comes to shove, and you see that each image was damaging, has punitive damages, you're probably not even going to get close to $15 million. So it is smart to just take the L and lose in court, and then you can always just spin it and say, oh, it was a fucking woman judge, so it doesn't matter, it was bullshit. The law is stupid, Kiwi Farm's bad, that kind of shit. And then I think his dumbest fans will believe it, even though he lost. They can find some way to spin this that it's not like I lost because I'm a sex pest. Or she lied. She lied, and this was just a big extortion racket, so I just had to go through it, and whatever. It is what it is, like that kind of thing. And then the big one. This is the big one. This is the biggest reason why I think this is smart, and this answer is actually brilliant, even though it's so light. Is that I said that Destiny was in December. And I said that part of the reason why is that this case is going to last 3 years. And every single time there's a new filing, you're going to have 100 videos pop up across LawTube and his own anti-fans on both the conservative and liberal side of things. And they're all going to eat it up like juicy goss. There is nothing to say about this. There's nothing I can say about this answer that is actual content. I read one thing just about jurisdiction as an example, but there's nothing here. And that's what he knows. He wants this to be over as quickly as possible, because once it's over, he can start talking about it. So if he manages to rush this thing to the finish line and lose and pay $300,000 because it took no time at all, there was no discovery, they didn't have to rack up any costs, and they got the maximum, but the maximum is only $150,000, then that's it. It's over. And he's done before Christmas. He's home before Christmas, boys. He's out of it. He's out of the woods. So he's just like running as he can. I'm guilty, motherfucker. I did it. Just to try and get it over with. Because then she has no leverage over him, because it's double jeopardy. There's nothing she can do. And he'll end up paying less, and it won't hurt his career as bad if he gets it done as quickly as possible. So I think this is brilliant. I think that this is what he's doing. And I think it's a really, really smart thing to do. Close your eyes and think of England. That's right. Think of Hassan, Destiny. Think of Hassan. This is what he looks like, by the way. He has a bunch of guns in the back of his room, and it's like, I don't know if he's trying to rehabilitate his image as a manlet cuckold, but it's like he has all these shotguns and revolvers and handguns behind him, and I'm just like, he's still a manlet dwarf with bussin' hair. He's 4'10", and he's trying to look masculine because he has an ammo box on his bookshelf. It's really pathetic for some reason. Yeah, you're a cuck. Your wife fucks other men. Your wife left you for like a homeless man in Sweden. You're not gonna ever look cool. I don't care if you have like a 50 caliber handgun. You're never gonna look cool holding a deagle. You're not gonna look cool holding a gun that's the same size of you because you're so small. Oh, and this, by the way, I don't know who this woman is. I don't know what she has to say. I don't know what her relationship is with Destiny, but this is not so erudite. Take a shower. Take a shower. For the love of fucking God, I keep seeing her in the Destiny thread. Somebody, please get her to take a shower. How do you go online looking like this? She looks like she's slick with oil. Like someone just dunked her in a fucking vat of grease. Somebody please tell her to take a fucking shower. I don't give a what she has to say about this. I legit get nauseous looking at her. I get like oyster flashbacks. I'm like, I don't want to look I cannot possibly stand to look at this woman who can't even bother to fucking bathe before she gets on webcam. Someone please help her out and tell her, dude, DSP, I know you've read the instructions on your bars of soap front and back and you've got it memorized and you're a good boy and you even wash behind her ears. Please tell Not So Erudite how to use the soap and Wawa, DSP. Please. That's stupid.